Facebook rebranded itself as Meta in October 2021. With that announcement, two assets benefited immensely: Mana of the Decentraland and Sand of the Sandbox. Let's talk about these two assets as well as the Metaverse. As of 2nd December 2021, the market cap of the Mana tokens stands at $8.6 billion compared to $6.2 billion for the Sand tokens. The total supply for Mana tokens stands at 2.2 billion compared to 3 billion for the Sand tokens. Now, Mana doesn't have any max supply, whereas the max supply for the Sand tokens is 3 billion. Now, let's talk about the technology behind these tokens. Mana is an ERC20 fungible token running on Ethereum blockchain, whereas Sand is as well an ERC20 fungible token running on the Ethereum blockchain. Before we talk about Decentraland and Sandbox, let us understand what is the Metaverse. Facebook rebranded itself Meta to show their resolve towards Metaverse. But why? Why is Metaverse so important for Facebook, a social media company? This is because many, including Facebook's management, think that Metaverse is the future of human interactions. So what is Metaverse and why is this craze about Metaverse? Is Metaverse virtual reality? Yes, VR is part of the Metaverse experience, but Metaverse is more than that. Is Metaverse just a theme park for the digital space? The experience can be similar, but Metaverse is more than that. Is Metaverse a game like Minecraft? Gaming is part of the Metaverse experience, but Metaverse is more than that. At this stage, it is quite difficult to define Metaverse with one single definition. Rather, let us talk about what users can do on Metaverse. There are three aspects of Metaverse: the social aspect, the gaming aspect, and the economic aspect. The social aspect. Users on Metaverse can interact with each other in real time and share similar experiences. The gaming aspect. Users can themselves experience and share various experiences on Metaverse. So, how is Metaverse different from digital games? Unlike most digital games, Metaverse games and objects that users can experience are created by other users. Another aspect is that users can own the objects on Metaverse. This leads to the third aspect of Metaverse, the economic aspect. The users can purchase and then trade virtual real estate, can upload their own virtual objects and games, trade those objects, and can also monetize on the objects created by them. One important point to remember here is that the assets on Metaverse can be interoperable. That is, one object from one Metaverse platform can be used in another platform if it is allowed to do so. This is achieved through the use of standard NFT token standards such as ERC721. To understand the value drivers of Mana and Sand, we need to understand the token economics in Metaverse. The Metaverse platforms generally use dual token economy model. One utility token acts as the native currency of the ecosystem and is used as the basis of transactions and interactions. The native currency of the Metaverse plays an important role in the Metaverse economy. The value of these tokens is directly linked with growth in the economic activity in the Metaverse. Now, there are one or multiple non-fungible tokens or NFTs to track ownership of various virtual assets, virtual real estate, games, and other objects. Now, let us talk about Decentraland. Decentraland is the most well-known Metaverse project. Decentraland is a virtual reality platform powered by the Ethereum blockchain. Users can create, experience, and monetize content and applications. Decentraland project was started as an alternative to centralized social media platforms such as Facebook. The white paper notes the development of large proprietary platforms such as Facebook has allowed hundreds of millions of users to gather, interact, share content, and play games. Their network effects helped cultivate vast online communities and gaming companies. These platforms, controlled by centralized organizations, manage the network's rules and content flow, while extracting significant revenue from the communities and content creators who drive traffic to the platforms. Decentraland aims to establish a network that allows its content creators to own and capture the full value of their contributions. The main use cases for Decentraland are applications, content curation, advertising, digital collectibles, and social media. Decentraland is completely built on Ethereum, and the economy of Decentraland revolves around two tokens: Mana, which is an ERC20 fungible token, and Land, which is an ERC721 non-fungible token or NFT. Let us start with Land. Land NFT tokens represent virtual real estate plots of size 16 meter multiplied by 16 meter or 52 feet multiplied by 52 feet. The max supply of the Land token is 92,598. Land tokens are openly traded on NFT platforms such as OpenSea. Unclaimed Land tokens can be purchased using Mana utility token. 1000 Mana equals to 1 Land. Multiple Land tokens grouped together can form an state. Now, coming to Mana tokens. Mana is the lifeblood of the Decentraland economy. Mana is a fungible token with fixed supply, which is used for transactions on Decentraland, not only Land token. Mana can be used to purchase other collectibles and assets on the Decentraland marketplace. Now, when land is auctioned, the Mana tokens used to purchase the parcels, that is the land parcels, are burnt or removed from circulation. This makes Mana deflationary. The importance of Mana token is not restricted to transactions. Mana is wrapped as wrapped Mana and then used for voting in Decentraland governance. Each wrapped Mana represents one vote. It should be mentioned that land and state tokens also carry voting rights. Anyways, the point here is that the value of Mana tokens is tied to the growth of the economic activities on Decentraland. Now, let us talk about the Sandbox. While Decentraland is more focused on social interactions, the Sandbox Metaverse is more focused on gaming. The Sandbox is touted as a unique virtual world where players can build, own, and monetize their gaming experiences. The Sandbox is the latest version of the Sandbox franchise. The Sandbox is creating an alternative to centralized gaming platforms such as Roblox and Minecraft. It aims to create a system where ownership of the assets created on the Sandbox are with the creators themselves, and the creators can better monetize their creations. The Sandbox Metaverse is made up of three main products. VoxEdit, which helps creators create 3D objects in the metaverse like avatars and animals. Sandbox Marketplace, which is a marketplace for objects created by the creators. Sandbox Game Maker, a tool for creating 3D games at zero cost. Now, there are three primary tokens on the Sandbox. Sand, which is an ERC20 fungible token. Land, which is an ERC721 non-fungible token. And Asset, which is an ERC1155 standard token. Other than these tokens, there are a couple of other ERC20 tokens named as gems and catalysts. The land non-fungible tokens track the virtual real estate on the Sandbox. The Metaverse only has 166,464 land plots that will ever exist. These tokens allow the players to own a portion of the Metaverse and thus be able to host content, that is, assets and games. If the user decides to combine multiple lands together, it is called an estate. The ERC1155 asset token tracks the ownership of the user-created objects on the Sandbox. These objects are generally created using VoxEdit. Now, coming to the Sand token. As a utility token, Sand is used to perform any type of transaction and interaction within the Sandbox ecosystem. This means that the players need to own Sand to play the game, customize their avatars, buy lands, or trade assets on the Sandbox marketplace. Sand is also a governance token. In addition, holders can stake Sand within the game to earn rewards, including a share in the revenue from all transactions in Sand tokens. Now, let us talk about the trends in these two assets, Mana and Sand. Let us start with the market cap. As mentioned before, the announcement of Facebook's rebranding to Meta had dramatic effect on these two assets. We can see here that just with that announcement, these two assets experienced rapid increase in their market capital. First Mana and then Sand. The 24-hour trading volume also shows the same pattern, a dramatic increase after the Facebook's announcement. The price charts also show the same pattern. Before the announcement from Facebook, both Mana and Sand were trading below $1. And after the announcement, the price of Mana increased to more than $5 and price of Sand increased to more than $8 within just few days. Now I have created some charts for rolling 30-day returns and rolling 90-day returns and average returns for these two tokens, but I am not going to use them. Why? It will not be rational to make any judgment about these two tokens with past data after the recent Facebook announcement. This is a systemic change and it is going to change the trading activity for these two tokens significantly, and really speaking, I do not have enough data to make any judgment about these two tokens right now. Facebook's dramatic rebranding shows how important Metaverse is going to be. Now I need to point out one thing here. All Metaverse platforms are not built equally. To understand the value of a token linked to a Metaverse platform, we need to understand the customer bases and the use cases the Metaverse is targeting. With this is Sam Ghosh. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.